Hey guys, it's LEGO Boy Z3. These are my top 5 favorite Rubik's Cube patterns. So today I'm just going to be showing you 5 patterns, and I'm going to be telling you why I like them. And these aren't going to be like the best patterns in the world. They're just ones that I personally know how to make and I enjoy making. And it's not going to be like, this is a checkerboard. No, that would just be stupid. It's not going to be, this is a dot pattern. I'm going to be doing a little bit more advanced than that. You'll probably know the first 2 at least. You may know some of the other ones. But besides that, these should be pretty new. And so first up is one that pretty much everyone knows how to do. This is the Superflip. It's very easy to do. You just do middle layer turns like this on a couple of different sides, and you got it. And I'm going to have optimal algorithms for each of these cases down in the description below, so go check those out. But I don't just like this one on a 3x3. It's also great because you can do it on any order layer cube like this. You can do it on a 5x5 and it'll look really cool. You could even do it on a 7x7 if I had a decent 7x7 to show it on, or anything higher than that. You can do it on all odd layer puzzles. You can even do it on even layer puzzles, but it won't look as good. You can just do this pattern and it looks really cool the higher up you get. I guarantee you when I get something like an 11x11 in the future, this will be the first pattern I do on it just because it's so cool. But yeah, here it is, the Superflip. So yeah, that one isn't incredibly exciting, but I still do enjoy doing the pattern. Next up is one that you guys probably all know too. I didn't actually know this one for quite a long time, but I do know it now. It is the cube and a cube and a cube. And so pretty much you have the big cube, the whole Rubik's Cube. You have a cube inside of that, and you have another cube inside of that. And they're like twisted. And you see it's the same thing on the other side. And I actually learned how to do this one from Red KB. There's a cool way to do it that isn't the optimal way to do it, but it just uses commutators, and you see can do things like this, dot pattern, and then you have the pattern here, so it's a very easy way to remember it. But yeah, this one's also a pretty fun pattern. You can also do it on like a 5x5 and up, and I think I might have a tutorial on doing that. I honestly don't remember, but you can do it on pretty much all cubes, odd or even layered, and it looks pretty cool, although it is very difficult to do it on bigger cubes, which is why I don't do it very often, and that's why I'm not going to show you it today. But that's also a pretty cool cube. Okay, now next up is just a cool random pattern that I found. I really like patterns that are like 3-sided, where you just have the top side, the right side, and the left side, and it's just kind of a spirally thing. And it's the same thing on the back side, and so that's what these next 3 kind of are, and that one too. And so I didn't really have very many good 3x3s to choose from to show this pattern on, and so we have the Maru Nano Cube. And so this pattern is just kind of one that I thought looked kind of interesting. You see here, you just kind of have this weird path going along it, all in different directions, and you can untwist this middle corner piece and it will look a little bit different. You see pretty much what you have is the twisted corner pieces, and then this little pair, this little line here, this little line here, and this little line here. You just kind of cycle those 3 lines around to do it. But this pattern is quite interesting, and I just think it looks really cool. It's just kind of like a spiral going in towards the center, just like this, and yeah, like I said, it's also kind of like a pathway. So you may have noticed something already with this pattern and the other 2 patterns that I showed, and it's not something specifically to do with the patterns. It has to do with the colors. You can tell that I really like having green, red, and white like this all together. Those are my favorite colors on a Rubik's Cube together in one spot, and so yeah, that's why I have all my cubes set up on my desk in those colors, and that's why most of the rest of these patterns have it like that, except for one of them, which you'll see later. Next up is one that's very similar to the cube and a cube and a cube pattern in the way that it's made. The next 2 are actually very similar to it. This is one that a friend actually showed me a picture of a while back, and I actually figured out how to do it. I think he had like taken it apart or something. It's this cube. I don't really know what to call it, but you see it has this thing in the front, and it kind of has this line going all the way along here, and these pieces in the back. And so in my way that I figured out how to do it, it doesn't actually look the same on both sides. You see on this side it's just kind of a line like this, which is another variation of this pattern that you can do, but I like looking at it from this side because it looks really cool. There's also a variation you can do. I will just twist the corners to make it go faster. You see here, it's the same thing on both sides, so you see we have the pieces in the corners too, and you just kind of have this line going all the way along it. But yeah, I prefer the original version of the pattern where you just have it like this. It looks really cool, and I just really like it. And so now on to the last one. So this is the one pattern that you won't see white, red, and green in the front of. They're actually a couple different colors. You see it's white, green, and orange instead of red, and there's a good reason for that. I'll explain that in a second. But this is my logo pattern. If you go down and look at my logo, this is what it looks like. You have the whole thing here, and the whole thing here on the back. And like I said, it's pretty much the second pattern that I showed you in the last cube, only with this back thing twisted one more time. And so that makes it so you have 3 different colors on every side, and it makes it perfect for my logo because I can spell out Lego Boy Z3. And the reason that I have orange on this cube is when I first made a logo, it wasn't the same one as this one. I pretty much had a cube and I had Lego Boy Z3 all around it, and it was in these 3 colors, the red, blue, and yellow colors. And so what I decided to do is I just got the opposite of those colors, white, green, and orange, and then I wrote in the opposite color text, so like blue on green, for example, and it worked out pretty well. So this is my logo. It looks really cool in this position, especially with my shades and stuff. I just really like the colors that it is, just like this. And so this one definitely is my favorite pattern of them all. And so these two are pretty similar. They're pretty cool cubes that are just kind of spirally. This one's also pretty spirally right here. And then these two are just some basic ones. This one is also kind of the 3-sided ones that I was talking about earlier. This one's just a random basic one that I wanted to show you. And yeah, these are my favorite cube patterns. And so again, down in the description below, there will be algorithms, optimal algorithms for all of these. I'll use a program and figure out the optimal way to solve all of these into this position. And so yeah, here we go. These are my favorite cube patterns. If you like this video, you can leave a like down below to show me that you liked it. Stay subscribed to be notified when the next video like this comes out. And also leave some suggestions down in the comments below for other top 5 videos that I can make like this in the future. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!